Hi, it's Jane, and on WOTWIP and Coffee. I don't have coffee, I actually have water. I am going to be knitting here in a moment, but I have to tell you about my some of the things that have been going on during the week. I'm going to show you something that I picked up from Goodwill, and it's a packet of Mickey Play Pack. And there are a couple in this package, and it was originally marked 99 cents, and I got it for 50% off. And these are what they are. They're Play Pack Minis. They have 2 little crayons in them, a little coloring book. You know. So I picked up a couple of them. Well, one package, because that's all they had. And there are 5 of them. So that's a nice little addition to add to some of the Operation Christmas Child boxes. But I also got a Lippmann mop head, brand new, hasn't been opened. Got that for $1.50. Is in the package, was $3.99, or I mean $2.99, and so I got it for $1.50 because it was one of the tag colors. It was 50% off for the day. But I originally went there because I don't know if I told you, our church, they have a coffee bar every Sunday, and a lot of people bring in their own mugs and fill with coffee, and you know, they come in for different things that they do throughout the season, bring their mugs, and they might have left them there. Well, since probably January or so, there was quite a collection of some of these mugs, and they had tried everything. They put them out on the sideboard where the donuts are, but if you don't ever stop to get donuts in the morning on Sunday mornings, you're not ever going to see it. But if you've not been able to get into church, you left your mug there, you've not been able to get into church because of weather, illness, whatever, the past couple of months has been kind of brutal. I think I've missed a total of 4 Sundays because of the weather. And, well, 1 because of sickness, 3 because of the weather, totally. So, I can understand that. But some of these folks hadn't been able to get in and get their mugs. And we had someone in the kitchen that just unilaterally decided to donate them to Goodwill. One of those was a coffee cup steel tumbler that one lady that I know, her son, daughter-in-law, had purchased it for her, and it had pictures of her grandson on it. You know, grandchildren. It said grandma on it. So, you know, she tried to go over to Goodwill to find it, to get it, and, you know, they said they didn't have it, don't see it, that kind of thing. So I've been going over there every couple of days to see if they've got them out, and I know someone that works in the back. So I was telling her what it was, and I said, it says grandma on it, and I said, it's kind of a light color, I think with some pink flowers, something like that, but it has these 2 blonde kids, this blonde kid picture on it, and, you know, it says grandma, or my grandma, or something like that. And she was heartbroken because it's gone, and she didn't know that they had donated it until she asked. And of course, she tried to go and find it, couldn't. So I've been going over there every couple of days to check to see if it's out there. So I told the girl about it, and she said she'd go back in the back and look. She went back in the back and, you know, didn't see it. And then she told me that basically they are seeing a very large reduction in donations since COVID. I said the C word. Hope YouTube doesn't dig me. But anyway, they'd seen a lot of decrease in donations since that time. She said that's because a lot of people are selling those things on Marketplace or giving them away on Marketplace, selling them on What's Not, eBay, you name it, those kind of things. So they've not seen as many. But she did tell me that all the metal mugs would be this one place. So we went through each of them, and couldn't find it. While I was there, I did some other looking just to see. So it was a nice chance to catch up with my friend Linda and also put on her to kind of give a look-see to see if it came through, because you don't know if they donated actually to the Goodwill itself or if it went through the donation system that's downtown, which sometimes takes a while to get there. So sometimes it goes out to other Goodwills. Sometimes it goes out for the shop online Goodwill, that kind of thing. So, she's going to keep a little bit of an eye out for it, see if it comes back in this area. But it's sad. And she's not willing to make a complaint to the church. I did make a complaint to the church. I said it should have been sent out on the need to know, and also in the sermon with the announcements. When they do those, they should have made a comment about that those things would be donated on this date if no one had retrieved them. So people could either call in and let you know. But the worst thing about it is everybody, that person who made that decision knew that it was this woman's mug and that it was her grandchildren. So that makes it even worse for me. So, I'd made a complaint to the church office about that they need to maybe next time consider that if that ever happens again, because it has caused a lot of grief for this member of the church. So I don't know if anything will come of that, but we'll see. But I will tell you, my Thursday was just a lovely day. Started out, I came in, got up, started my coffee, and sat down to start looking at emails. And my coffee, thankfully, had just finished brewing, because I only have the 1 cup right now, because I don't have the coffee carafe, because I haven't been able to find a replacement for it, because that broke probably about a month and a half ago. Power goes out. I'm like, okay, this is great. At least I got a cup of coffee, right? So, and I have a Bible study on Thursdays that I like to go to. And it's one of my favorite Bible studies. And it's with a group of ladies that are absolutely wonderful, great ladies. So, I sat here and I thought, okay, no big deal. And I don't leave for the Bible study till about maybe 10 o'clock. So, 8:35, I get this message on my cell phone telling me that my Xfinity has been restored, but it's offline to check it. To turn it off, turn it on, check the power. And I'm laughing because it's great to have that kind of technology, but it doesn't recognize that there's absolutely no power to the house. So I just kind of laughed about it. And of course, PP&Ls, gave this statement. They thought it would be fixed by 11:30 a.m. Okay, no big deal. I'll be able to go to my Bible study and have my second cup of coffee and everything will be fine, right? So, I get ready and put my stuff in the car and Then I realize my garage door opener isn't going to work. And I kind of parked close to the garage door to where I needed to move the car up just a little bit so I could reach the handle to open up the door. No big deal, right? Except for one big deal. When you have an electric car opener, door opener, there is this handle that you can pull to disconnect it from the power and unlock the door so you can open the door. This is where it gets funny. I'm so stinking short I can't reach the handle to unlock it. So I had to go get my little step ladder to do that, and I do that. And then I go to open up the door, and I don't have enough strength to get that stupid door started. If you can get it started, it'll practically open itself on its own, So, and they're just couldn't get it open. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'm not meant to go to my Bible study today. So I see my neighbor across the street out doing something outside the window. So I go across the street and ask him if he can come help me get the door lifted up because I can't get it lifted. He said, is it already unlocked? And I said, yeah. He said, well, I'll just go from the outside and use the handles to do that. So he helped me get it started. And once we got it up, once he got it up, he goes, do you need me to get it down for you? I said, no, I think I can do that because I could. It's just I could not get enough oomph to get it started. He goes, yeah, I don't know why they make it so hard to get the doors up to start it. But once you get that up about maybe this far, practically goes up on its own anyway. But, neither here nor there. So got it up and I got it closed and got to my Bible study late. I'm at my Bible study and then I get a notice that my electricity was turned on about 15 minutes before the ending of my Bible study. So, and of course we have a meal together and we just do some socialization, that kind of thing. So I did all that and I had an eye doctor's appointment, which I really don't like those eye doctor appointments because I'm diabetic, so I get dilated every time. But it's fine, so, So I go to leave and they asked about it. I said, oh yeah, it came back on, about 10 minutes after lunch. But, now my job is after I get home from the doctor's office being blinded is to try to reset everything. The garage is easy enough. You just pull up to it, hit the garage door opener, and it automatically, connects, takes care of it. So that was my Thursday. It was absolutely a thrilling day. Frustrating. And so this morning, I have a prayer meeting that I go to. So I go to it and, everything's hunky-dory. So I get home and my one cat, Izzy, my fluffiest, she's chunky like Mom. Anyway, I see her walk past me and she's got a dingleberry. And I'm like, oh, goodness. So I have to grab her and try to clean her butt off. She cannot clean herself well enough, so I always tackle her and trim some of the hair around her, butt and kind of wipe it for her because she can't reach it to get it that clean, so I do that for her, but this time she really got herself mixed up in it and got that dingleberry in the hair of her tail. So I had to clean her up. And for the first time ever, she growled at me. That's highly unusual, that she growls at me when I clean her. So I was like, you need to get over it, Missy. If you can't clean your rear end, Mama has to do it for you, and that's just the way it's going to be, and deal with it, my gal. Deal with it. So, that's how my day started out this morning. But goodness, between yesterday and this morning, sometimes, you just kind of go, I don't know how much more I can take. And I don't know about you, but sometimes having to reset everything is one of the most annoying things in the world to me. My TV does this thing where when the electricity goes off, I actually have to unplug the power cord from the back of the TV and plug it back in for it to come on. I'm sure that's a safety feature, and everything is on a surge protector, thankfully. But yeah, always find it interesting having to do those kind of things and deal with those kind of things. And the one thing is with the heater AC, Honeywell, then you have to reset the time, and sometimes you would think that for something that would be simple and easy, that be a little easier than what it is sometimes, but it's not. And I guess that's just, some of that's getting older. I will tell you, I had someone do something this week that just kind of floored me. Now, I am in charge of name tags and greeting people when they come in for Christian women. And with these name tags, they have chosen a color of cardstock, which is kind of a light violet purple. I consider it like Easter purple. Not real dark, not real too light, but kind of that in-between color. So they want all the name tags to be done in purple. Well, buying that cardstock, the last time I looked for that, last time I purchased it, it was $38 for 50 sheets of cardstock. In just, the whole thing was that color, purple. So, stuff happens. I purchased that because you can buy a pack of the Astro Brights pastels and it's the bright color of purple, but you get all these other colors, and I have no need for the other colors usually, so I don't really like buying that package. Even that one I think is $6 or $7, and then you have to do the printing of them. But so I have all these name tags ready, laid out for the women when they come in, and I have everyone that has ever been there. I have name tags for all of them. Now, I keep those in alphabetical order so that if someone, didn't call to make a reservation and they just show up, I have their name and I can just slip it down into the plastic card holder for their name. That way, So I'm sitting at the table And I noticed the hostess at my table. Well, mind you, in the meantime, I'm also taking photos, video, that kind of stuff, and notes for the whole meeting, for our pre-planning meeting, because we give a report of things that went on, that kind of stuff. So I'm doing that as well, but I look over and I notice the gal to my left, her name tag, the name on it is crossed off, and in red is someone's name written. And I kind of thought, huh? So we're sitting there, and I just kind of let it go, because I thought, maybe she got married, changed her last name. I mean, it does happen, right? And I'm like, okay, I'll just correct that name tag. So when we get through, we collect the name tags, and I take them home, I clean them, take out the cards that have their names and the badges, and then I air them out, because some of these women wear some pretty strong perfume. So I air them out, and what I do is I take them outside in the sunshine, and I let them sit out there in the air, so that they can get aired out and some of that perfume gone away with. There's no way to wash the strings well enough to get the scent out, and I've found that works the best for that. So I pulled that name tag out, and she had picked up someone else's name tag, and this woman had walked in, and she said, "I don't see my name." And, I said, "Well, I have you on the list. I don't know where your name tag went. Maybe someone picked it up." Checked on the floor to make sure it didn't get knocked off on the floor. But in the meantime, I had looked to see, if maybe I just missed it when I was getting the name tags ready for that meeting. And I hadn't. Her name tag was missing out of that. And I said to her, "Well, I'll just make you a new one for next time, for the next meeting," that kind of thing. Well, this was that woman's name tag. This other woman, she has a name tag. It was in the file folder I keep, the files that I keep there. But she had crossed out that woman's name and wrote her name in red. And I have to tell you, yeah, I am a Christian, but my level of pettiness at that moment was, all right, fine, this will be your name tag for the rest of your life. Because it does tick me off. When I print these name tags off, I have to use the whole sheet. And even if I have two names, there's the rest of that sheet. And sometimes I can get my printer to use that partial sheet when I need to print other ones up to, I will still have two name tags that will be wasted in a sense, because it will not take those last ones on their own. I don't know how to explain this with the printer, but it kind of ticked me off, because she's been there before. She knows that I have that alphabetical right there with me. She could have easily just asked me, and I could have pulled her name, put it into a name tag, and given it to her. But for some reason, she felt the need to take someone else's name tag, scribble out, cross out their name, and write hers in red. So, there are times you just can't understand what people are doing and why they're doing it. I mean, it makes no sense to me at all. why she even did that. So, I don't know. Like I said, it has just been a strange week. I have not looked to see if maybe it was due to, I don't know if there's a full moon this week, but I don't know, maybe there was. And I just was unaware of it. But it's just been one of those weeks where you just kind of go, I don't understand. I have no clue. I do not get it. I don't know that I want to get it, but yeah, it's been rather interesting. The craziness that goes on, right? And then, of course, this craziness that's gone on, I find it interesting. Yes, the Epstein log, flight log list was given out. And sure enough, names we expected were on there. And all right. But I do find it interesting in this too, the discussion of where they flew on his flight. You know, does anybody bother to look at that? Did who went to the island and who just went to Palm Springs? You know, big difference. But I do think, and I am glad that Pam Bondi had taken the time to make sure that some of the underage children names were off those lists to protect them, because they were victims. So I am glad that she did that. But then I also wonder, what the rest of those files entail. And I don't know that we'll ever get those. She has said she will release them. I had a friend who was a detective tell me he thinks that they are actually looking at some of those files that they have to determine if they need to prosecute those people. So, who knows? But I was surprised to see Bill Richardson on the list. Although I'd heard there were rumors of him. But, you know, I just was a little surprised to see him on the list. Most of the others, no, I wasn't. I mean, some of them have been, you know, out there in the open for years, or speculated in the open for years. But yeah, it's kind of, you know, interesting. Things that you're seeing and hearing these days. And of course, today is the, lockout for buying things today that folks on the left are doing. But I will say that is one of those things. I need to plug my phone in. That is one of those things that I think is interesting. I think this is what they're calling their no-buy challenge or something. They're hit them in their profits. Economic blackout. All right. camera stopped. You know, it's their blackout, hit them in the profits, economic blackout protest today. No spending for 24 hours today. It's not a march, but you're supposed to do it all day today, 12 a.m. till 11:59 p.m. You were supposed to have bought your gas and everything else the day before this. Does anybody sit there and go, huh? How are you hitting them in their profits? You just bought it a day early. I don't know. I don't understand. But maybe you guys can explain it. But I do think it's funny that there's a fellow, like I said, that I like to watch on TikTok, and he pointed out, so are you going to, basically their protest is against Trump. Are you going to also, for those of you that have iPhones, get rid of your iPhones? Those of you that follow, that do Instagram, Facebook, quite a few other social medias, are you going to delete your profiles and not use those things anymore? Because basically every one of those people who are heads of it have supported Donald Trump or supporting him in a big way. So does this mean you're going to stop that? And I had someone say, well, they're protesting the whole DEI thing. Well, whatever. I think the whole DEI thing was stupid to begin with. I don't think you should be hiring someone solely based on their sex, race, gender, identification solely. I think it should be on whether they can do the job or not. I've always thought that, regardless. But, yeah, whatever. Sometimes you can't make this stuff up. And as I said, their logic isn't logical. So, yeah. You didn't hit their profits anywhere. And those of you that are posting on Facebook, you're not stopping their profits. In fact, you're just continuing their profits by doing that. So, disappear off the face of the earth. It's off of social media. And then you will hit them where it hurts in their economic profits. But you're not doing that. You need social media. Spread the word, don't you? So, you just can't make this stuff up. Like I said, some people just don't understand, are totally unaware. It's crazy. And then I had watched a video by someone new that she'd asked ChatGPT. It's a question about humanity. And she played it while she was doing her hair. I had shared it on Facebook this morning. No, on Thursday morning, sorry. And basically, ChatGPT was talking about how we've basically been brainwashed and, sold into a type of slavery, not knowing it, by people who use us, abuse us. I'm paraphrasing. You have to go watch the video. It's pretty interesting. And I thought it was kind of funny because I was like, yeah, well, it's kind of what people have been telling telling those on the left for years and they don't listen. But just find it interesting, the different things and the way that ChatGPT does that. I had also watched a video where ChatGPT, not ChatGPT, but AI, you know, the whole thing with the 112th Pope, which is Francis, and that if he passes away, it ushers in the beast and all that kind of stuff, and that the in Revelation, I think it's the third beast, the image that everybody worships and all that kind of stuff would gain control. People would begin to worship it and follow it and all that kind of stuff, that was AI. And I thought, well, we've kind of seen that already. We've seen a lot of things today where if you have a Skillshare account, Skillshare offers all kinds of classes on using AI for SEO and also for creatives. And there's a lot of people that are using AI to create art. But I'm kind of curious if that's still your art or art itself, if AI actually created it. So, I mean, it's just an interesting concept with this whole thing about AI. And we do know that AI can do things much faster than humans can. You know, it's a computer brain. So it can calculate things faster, it can go through things faster, find things faster than we can. So I can see where it's something that a lot of people are excited about using this new technology. But I did find it interesting. You know, I was like, okay, that could be the image that supposedly is breathed into life by Satan. So, who knows, right? I guess we'll find out eventually one of these days, won't we? Just pray it's not too late for some of us. So, yeah, those are some of the things that I've been doing this week. Besides grumbling a lot. I laugh because it's a grumble. It's like a funny grumble because it's like, really? I'm so tired of this. I don't want this anymore. I don't want to do it this way anymore. I'm tired. But at the same time, it just makes you think, well, at least I'm still alive to gripe about it, right? So what are you guys working on today? And have you accomplished what you wanted to get accomplished this week? I did get an amigurumi done. I am not very pleased with it, but it's skill building. So I am still working on those skills. Started another amigurumi. And I will probably finish that piece up later on this evening. Of course, you'll see those all Monday anyway. But yeah, it's kind of interesting the way the week has gone. And that amigurumi, I did learn a couple of things from doing it, so I'm happy about that. I do know that when I was doing my amigurumi, I tend to do yarn over when I do the single crochets, and I understand that yarn under is better because it creates a tighter fabric. So I'm working really hard with this with this last one, I have to do the legs and the ears to get it finished. But I have been doing yarn under this time, and trying to see if it will make a difference at all. So that's it in a nutshell. Next week, I'm hoping will be a little bit better week. Hoping it'll be a little bit warmer. We're getting into March. Can you imagine? Already into March. Seems like we were just a few months ago in November and December. Gee, we were. Gotta get my bunny decorations ready. Easter this year, I think, is the 3rd Sunday of April. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's the 3rd Sunday in April. So that will be. I always find that a little interesting. The difference in one time it's March, one time it's April. And I know they do this thing counting, but I still don't understand how it falls. I mean, generally we only move 1 day, 1 to 2 days, depending on if it's leap year. In our calendar, so how can it be off a week, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks from one end to the other? Don't get it. But other more mathematical minds have determined that each year. And yeah, we just have to go with it. And I think we barely got out of Valentine's Day before they'd already started putting up Easter displays. And not only that, but I think last week when I was in the grocery stores, well, I go to Walmart a lot of times, go to a different store for my meat selection. But a week ago, Walmart already had bathing suits out. So there you go. Talk about rushing the seasons. Of course, they don't have a lot of the winter stuff discounted yet, do they? I look forward to those. Pick up a few things here and there. Especially those $1, 50-cent or dollar discounts. Well, folks, I think I have chatted on long enough today. I'm going to finish up this section here. And then I'm going to move on to my amigurumi next. So I will see you again soon. In the meantime, remember, be a little kinder to folks and do something kind today. I'll see you again soon. Bye.